Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing for you the Milani 2-in-1 Conceal and Perfect Foundation and Concealer. What a mouthful! So this foundation retails for £13 for a fluid ounce. I got this off Beauty Bay. I don't think you can get it in Superdrug or Boots or anything like that. I believe it's more like an American brand, and that's where you're going to find it. Like Beauty Bay tends to have more of these like American brands. So I own this foundation in 2 shades because I got the lightest shade a few years ago. Well, what was the lightest shade? So that was Creamy Vanilla, and that was pretty dark for a lighter shade. Kind of reminds me of the LA Girl illuminating in Fair, to be honest. But this one is 00A, and therefore you can kind of tell it wasn't supposed to go so light. Like, they thought that was going to be the lightest shade, 01, but they've actually come out with some lighter shades. They've inserted like a 05A or something as well, so I think they are planning to like expand their range like further in like middle tones as well. I feel like they need to expand it in darker tones. I had a look on the website and there's like 2 deeper skin tones, but that's kind of it, and it doesn't seem to go super deep. It goes quite light with this 00A and 00B and all of that, but I feel like they need to go lighter still. So I have 00A Porcelain, so it isn't supposed to be yellow undertoned, which most super pale foundations are, which I really like, because I definitely feel like I'm on the more neutral undertone basis. More neutral to yellow, I would say, rather than neutral to pink, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert some foundation swatches down below so you can see how this shade compares to some of the other foundations in my collection. This is the Milani 2-in-1 Conceal and Perfect Foundation in 00A Porcelain. This is the same foundation in Creamy Vanilla. This is the NYX Total Control Cover Drops in Pale. This is the Ordinary Coverage Foundation in 10N. So now we're going to have a look at the claims. So this is supposed to be a full coverage concealer and liquid foundation. It conceals and perfects and applies seamlessly over the face, offering a flawless matte complexion. Reducing the need for a separate concealer, this richly pigmented formula requires just 1 layer for a naturally perfected water-resistant veil that covers everything from blemishes and redness to dark circles and imperfections. Now, the best I'm going to do in testing how water-resistant this is the fact that it is boiling hot today. It's cooler than it has been recently, however it's still super hot, so when I say combination to dry skin, which is what I normally have, it's because I'm like oily here and here, so we'll see if this is like lost throughout the day. That's to me how it's going to test how water resistant it is. We're going to see if it's full coverage. I'm going to see if I need concealer, if I feel like there are dark like circles under here. When I go through what I apply on my face, you will hear the concealers that I use. Now, I don't manage to cover my dark circles very well, clearly, with concealer anyway. They are super dark. I don't get a right lot of sleep. That'll be why. So anyway, we're going to test this foundation and see what I think. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you hit that notification bell, you won't miss any of my videos. So it's got like a cool shaped pump. I'm happy it's got a pump. I do not need to be getting that everywhere. So I have spread this all over my face. I feel like I may need a little bit more for my neck, but we shall start off with a pump and see how we go. So currently there's like about half a pump on each side of my face, and I'm going to go in on one side with my Real Technique sponge and use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush on the other. This looks like a fantastic shade match actually. Like, doesn't look super different from my neck, as you can see. And it looks like it's spreading far enough. I might have enough for this half of my face. Depends on like the coverage I'm after, because I'm kind of looking and it's like a low medium coverage at this point. So I feel like I'm currently looking at a semi-matte finish. And it looks alright on the skin, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look like amazing, but it doesn't look bad either. So currently I feel like with the brush we're looking at a semi-matte finish, medium coverage. I feel like it's not clinging too badly to any dry areas or anything like that. As you guys may be aware, I have dry to combination skin, and it doesn't look oily anywhere, it's not clinging anywhere. It looks the same all over, which I'm fairly happy with. I would like a little bit more coverage, to be honest, on the cheek area, so perhaps later I'll build that up. I was almost hoping that this one would have like a luminous finish. I don't feel like I've had many foundations recently that have been like a proper luminous finish. Oh, that looks really nice. It looks so much smoother on the sponge side, and this is me looking from far away. Like my mirror is like sat at like the side of my camera because of how tall it is. So yeah, we're at light medium coverage with the sponge, but it looks really pretty, and I'm definitely gonna like build up with the sponge. It's just looking so much smoother. What I like about the brush side is the coverage is a little bit better, and it's semi-matte, to be honest. I feel like the more it's on my skin, it's looking a touch more luminous here, but that's because it's like a hot day. I always look a touch more luminous at the end than when I start. But honestly, it looks far more luminous on this side, and the coverage is lighter on this side, so I kind of prefer the coverage on that side. It's a bit odd, so what I might do is I might smooth this side out with a sponge. To be honest, I apply most foundations that way. I will definitely normally just go in with a brush to get the coverage I like, blend it out super quick, and then I'll go in with a sponge so it doesn't like soak up loads of my product. So I took like half a pump, and I'm just going to apply it to my cheek here, and here, and then here. I definitely feel more glowy, like building it up. Like I feel like that luminous finish is just shining through. So now that I've built this up, I definitely feel like super luminous all over. Like I'm definitely like changing my mind. To me this is a bit more like glowy, especially like when smoothing it out with a sponge all over, it looks far better. So to be honest, I would totally go in with the brush first, blend the entire thing out to get the coverage I like, because it's more like low full coverage here and like high medium coverage here. So it's like 11:53, so it's almost 12, so that's just what I'm going to call the check-in time. It's far easier because that'll be around the time I set my face if I need to with the powder anyway. So I'm probably just going to put the rest of my makeup on, and I'll be right back to let you know what I think. So I'm back, and it took me ages as per to put my face on, but like I went and had breakfast / lunch because you know how late it was when I checked in. But anyway, looking at the foundation, I'm liking it. Like I had to set my cheeks, and the problem is like when I set so much of my face, I lose that luminosity, and that makes me so sad. So that's the only kind of part about luminous foundations like I'm not like loving. I get it a bit on my forehead still, but I always have to like set my cheeks, and because it's the summer and I get a bit oilier, I have to set my chin and nose. So then if I just look glowy on my forehead, it can look a bit off, and it's like a whole problem to me. There are bigger problems in life, Jess, get over it. I did blend a little bit down my neck, and you can't even see, like you can barely see there where it ends. So I would say this is near enough a shade match for me, which is like rare. Like well done Milani for like recognising that you went like too dark on your shade range and expanded. This is what brands need to do more, and I am aware this is like an older foundation. So anyway, I'm now going to go through the rest of the products I used on my face. So for concealers, I used my usual Revolution Conceal and Define concealers in C1 and C0. To set my under eyes, I used my Maybelline Fit Me powder. To set my cheeks, I used the Coty Spun powder. I used L'Oreal Back to Bronze just for my forehead. And I actually went in like thinking I could contour today. The Bleach London Continuity Contour Pan in Bones 4. Now, I feel like I'm trying to make myself love this product, to be honest. I feel like I look exactly the same as when I use my bronzer. I feel like I need like a much more cool tone contour shade. I need to like keep trying with this Makeup Geek contour pan in Infidelity. This is definitely much like ashier and greyer. Not like super ashy and grey, but like greyer than this. This is like more bronzer, like more warm toned. For blush, I used Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. For my eyebrows, I used the usual L'Oreal Brow Plumper. So I also used this L'Oreal Paradise Pomade Exactic, whatever that is. But I used it in like the shade Ebony like I do with the Revolution Pro one. And I definitely feel like it's too dark. Like, I feel like I've got a little bit of slug brows going on. But the problem I saw was like, I had a look at these lighter shades and they looked warm toned. So I thought, yeah, this is Ebony. This is going to be like my Revolution Pro one, even though that's only a touch dark. I feel like I've got a little bit of slug brows going on, and it's a little bit waxy. So just kind of be aware of that when you pick it up, that it is much more waxy. For my eyeshadow, I used the Revolution Soph Extra Spice palette. Like, I haven't used this in ages because I've been trying to like use my other palettes a bit more. But I love it. I was going to do a swatch video on this and it never happened. Ah well. I almost forgot to mention my highlighter. I used the Revolution Face Quad in, I want to say this is the incandescent one. It's the pale one. So I use like a mixture of like these two here. For mascara, I use the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Bang mascara. And to try and add a bit more like glow back into my skin, I use my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe herbs and rose water. I normally use this in the winter because this is when I want like that moisture, that glow. But like I really wanted that glow from the foundation back, so I used a bit of this alongside my MAC Fix Plus. And for lips, I use the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lip in Leo. So I'm going to check in with you guys in a few hours so you can see how this wears. Hi guys, so it's about 4 o'clock and I thought I would do a check-in. I've had this foundation on for about 4 hours now and I wanted to like zoom you guys in close so you could see what I'm talking about when I talk about like any problems with my skin or how good it looks on my skin, for example. Like on my forehead, this foundation is looking really nice. Like I'm glad I powdered it because I feel like now I'm looking like really nice and like glowy on my forehead. It looks really pretty right here and I'm loving it. I feel like the problem is like I did powder my chin as well, but it's like separated here, as you can see. Like it just doesn't look the best. Like I don't often like keep loads of foundation on my chin, but it's separated. It's not like it's gone. It just doesn't look very good. Like around my mouth really at all. It's not looking so hot. I can see it's kind of going around the edge of my nose here. So perhaps what I need to do is just pop a bit of concealer around there when I use this foundation. But otherwise, I'm really happy with it. Like you can see it's held like all of my product. I'm looking like, I'm not looking super oily and I'm not looking super matte either. I feel like it's looking so pretty and I'm really happy with it. So it's about 8:10, so I've been wearing this foundation for at least 10 hours now, and honestly looking at it I feel like it doesn't look so hot now. So it looks absolutely fine on my cheeks. You can see all the product is still there, but you can see how like makeupy I'm looking. I'm looking super oily around like here on my nose, but my chin is looking worse, separated, like textured. I'm looking a little bit separated now on my forehead, which you may be able to see. But I feel like I'm just looking a touch more makeupy. Now, I don't really have that much of a problem with looking makeupy. I have a problem with it separating. So I feel like this is definitely more of a foundation for the winter months when I'm just dry rather than dry combination. So I think that's definitely when I'm going to wear it. I wouldn't wear it this time of year. I will like, I'll do a get ready with me I suppose in the winter and I'll let you guys know like how it wears then. But it just looks a bit separated for me on the chin. I'd have to like touch up and I'm not about that life necessarily. So it's okay. I think if you're dry even now, this is going to look far better on your skin than if you're oily. I wouldn't recommend this if you're oily. I think it's going to separate on you. But my dry areas that are my cheeks, it looks fantastic on. So I'm kind of happy. Like there are definitely foundations I have, like matte ones, that are not going to work for me in the winter. So I'm so happy that I found one that is really likely to work for me actually in the winter. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you press that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload. Thank you for watching.